Hello, people of America. Just a quick service announcement for you, the people. Sorry it's been a while since I've given you a service announcement. I've been busier than a bullfrog in the middle of spring. But I'm back, and we got a good one for you today. Today's service announcement is brought to you by Next Level Goods. Came out with this hat, and I had to buy it. It says, if you can't read it, Jesus is my Savior and Trump is my President. That is not an opinion. It is merely a fact. Anyways, today's service announcement is how to navigate really tall grass. When you go on vacation, when you just get really busy, when you get behind, when you are at a point where you have really let your yard go, these simple steps will help you navigate mowing your yard when it's really tall. The first step you're going to want to remember when you are mowing rather tall grass is easy to remember because it happens every Sunday, no matter where you are, no matter what church service you're in. You're just going to have to just raise them on up. Raise it on up. To demonstrate, I have gotten out my good old push mower. Yes, I do have a push mower. I'm lazy and fat, but I do own this just in case somebody's got a backyard that I can't get into. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take that push mower and you're going to want to raise it on up. You can go down right here with this mechanism right here. This is what makes it go up and down. Some mowers have all four of these. They got four of them on all that. You're just going to want to raise it on up. And the most important thing to remember is that no matter where you go with it, you got to make sure that they're on the same level. So see the numbers right there? You got 3, 2, 1, whatever. You're just going to want to raise it on up. Raise it on up. Raise it on up. Just like Sunday morning. This is important for a number of reasons. Nobody wants to be a hero. Nobody wants to get upset while they're mowing the yard. If you try to mow your yard at 2/4 of an inch like you normally do, we do this for a number of reasons. Number one, you don't want it to get all clogged up, especially push mowers. Push mowers are notorious for not getting enough grass out of the blower and just clogging up, stopping, stalling. It's a pain in the rear. Number two, you're going to have way too much grass. You're going to have way too much hay. You're going to have way too much stuff in your yard for you to have to clean up later. So raise it on up, make your life easier, and save yourself the time and the frustration that it would cause if you tried to mow your yard at a normal height. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see if you can get the most amount of grass out of your blower turn as possible. You don't want that grass clogging up in there. You don't want it to be just mogging around in there. It ain't going to be a pretty situation. What I do on push mowers from time to time is I will put a little drill hole in this right here, and then I would just leave that sucker straight on open, straight flying. You're going to get grass all over you because it's just going to blow like crazy. But it makes your life a lot easier. As much grass as you can get spinning out and blowing out of there, the less grass is going to get clogged in there and prevent the mower from running. My riding mower, don't even got one. Just goes straight out. Blades right there. Probably dangerous, quite illegal, but it gets the job done. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slow it down. I'm going to be honest. This is the hardest one for me. When you got a mower that's got 17 horses packed into one tiny little engine that goes faster than grandma in traffic, it's hard to go slow. But we do this for a couple of reasons. You got to think about it. You got blades spinning at as fast as they can go, trying to cut as much grass as they can in that split second. The faster that you go forward and the more grass you got to try to cut, something about physics says it ain't going to cut well. It's going to end up looking a little bit like your haircut you got during quarantine. Got a couple of them are a little bit longer, a couple of them are a little bit shorter, a couple of them that are a little bit uneven. But it's going to look bad. So I've taken the liberty to go ahead and show you what it's going to look like if you try to mow way too quick with it being way too low. So I just went ahead and did me a little viewing strip. It's kind of hard to see, but you see how this grass here in the middle is way longer than the rest of it? It's really hard to see, but that's what it's going to look like if you try to mow with it going too fast. These over here ended up looking a lot better. You're going to take my word for it. But if you slow down, you take the time to go nice and slow, it's going to cut a lot better. There's a reason why they put a little rabbit and a little turtle on your lawnmower, because we all know the story of the rabbit and the hare and the turtle and the hare, whatever the heck that story is, that the rabbit's super fast and, oh yeah, I'm gonna win, but the turtle ends up winning a race because he went slow. Same thing is true about mowing. The slower you go, the more grass you're gonna cut, and the better it's gonna look when you're done. That's why a lot of mowers have this thing called cruise control. Some trucks don't even have it, but a lot of mowers do, because they understand that it's so important that you have a continual speed and the continual blades cutting all the grass at the same time. Next thing you want to remember about mowing super tall grass is, and this one's kind of hard because this grass really isn't too tall because I've been staying on top of it, but you see all that hay or grass, mulch, whatever, that's hanging out in the grass? You're going to want to remember to take care of that, because if you leave that there week after week, eventually you're just going to kill all your grass. All your grass is just going to be gone. It's going to be worse than a bad haircut because it don't grow back that quick. One way to do that, if you're on a riding tractor like myself, it ain't gonna cost you nothing to do yourself just a quick discount double check, like I like to call it, like my boy Aaron Rodgers. What you do is you see all that grass that's got piled up, and you just give it a quick mow over again. It's gonna take that grass, it's gonna blow it into the air, it's gonna get swept up by the wind, and it's gonna just move a little bit more into different areas of the grass, and it's going to get it up off the ground. If you run it over and over again, it's just going to run straight into the ground. It's going to sit underneath the grass, and then it's just going to kill the grass even worse. But if you slightly mow over it, number one, it's going to get more into the atmosphere, make people's allergies worse, so thanks. And number two, it's just going to sit a lot higher up on top of the grass, and then the next big breeze or the birds or whoever takes that grass and makes it somewhere else, the grass fairies for all I know, are going to take that grass and they're going to move it somewhere else. So to wrap this video up, I'm going to break it down into 3 simple steps. Number 1, raise it on up, raise it on up, raise it on up. Number 2, slow it on down, slow it on down, slow it on down. And last, but certainly not least, discount double check. Can't repeat that over and over again. It won't sound good. Thank you for watching another episode of JJ's Mowing Academy. I appreciate all of you guys that are watching this. Appreciate you guys that have made it this far. I know that this can sound tedious. I know that it can sound dumb. But when I was younger, I didn't have anyone to tell me basic mowing stuff, so I did a lot of this learning by myself. And so I'm here to try to help you guys be most equipped to mow your yards and to make them look the best that they can. As always, my friends, remember to say your prayers, to say your opes, and to stay free, my friends.